Beer, Blood in the Bayou contains adult language, graphic descriptions of delicious hop treats, and real crimes perpetrated in and around the greater Houston metropolitan area. Viewer discretion is advised. Bitches.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
How are you? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing very well, and I gotta tell you, I'm very thankful you asked me to participate in this art project.
I'm really thankful that you're here.
I'm honored. I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Same here. Is it okay that I'm not wearing a shirt?
Well, no, absolutely. That was a prereq. Thank you. I guess you did read the email.
This is Beer, Blood, and the Bayou. Okay, so sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say great name, Beer, Blood, and the Bayou.
Thank you. Okay, so the format's really simple. Each week, the three of us, we're going to sit around. We are going to drink a new craft beer. We're going to talk about some really fucked up shit, typically like a crime or murder that happened in and around the Houston area, solved or unsolved. And then we're going to be talking about some local stuff that's happening.
We might expand out of the city limits.
Who knows? Maybe we will. I don't know. It depends on how big we'll get or whatever. I don't know. So, so I'm Ralph Sweetwater from I Fear No Beer. It is an Instagram. It's really actually kind of shitty. It's not actually that great. It's my life's work.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. That's actually it's magic.
So that's
you
me.
Almost have as many followers as my cat.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, that's. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that. And then directly to the left of me, we have Josh James. Josh, you want to say hi?
Hello. My name is Josh James, and I too have a large amount of following on Instagram. Oh wait, I actually have 7,000. I have 7,000 people I'm following, and I have 3 followers.
But, that's good.
But it's Josh James Instagram. Just a bunch of photos of stuff around Houston and the kids at the park.
Good times.
And then also right across from me, Mr. Ray Brower.
Hey, thanks. Big introduction. I do have an Instagram, but it's private. And
I thought you were kicked off Instagram after the lawsuit.
That's why it's private. So the only thing about me that I like to share with everybody is I was in more fights in college than I saw.
Okay. Yes.
Very true.
Hey, tell the story real quick about the hockey punch. Your move, your signature move.
I'll never forget this night. So, random girls in town with her older, weirder sister and her boyfriend who was fresh out of the joint. Obvious looking. Total...
not the chiropractic place, right?
No. This was the
backward
penitentiary. Penitentiary? Yes. And we had gone out to a concert, and everyone had gone back out to our house for a party. And I guess this guy must have lost his girlfriend. And
wait, lost his girlfriend? You mean like?
Well, I misplaced her in our house. We had a enormous house.
Okay.
And
I thought like he did like lost. Like,
no,
I put the gun in my head.
I would have said he whacked her. I believe is what the kids say. So no, he was looking for her and could not find her.
Yeah.
And I was in my bedroom with a lady friend.
Yeah.
I heard some loud beating on the door.
True sexes, apparently.
I think his mom's in town.
Yes. And it was very loud on the door. And I told the girl, I said, watch this. And I walked over to the door. And I was pretty sure I knew who it was. Opened it. And he was sitting there. And he was breathing heavy.
Oh, he's mad. He's mad.
Yeah, he's like, where's my?
Was he working out?
Yeah, he was pumping iron. He's, where's my girlfriend?
300.
And I looked at him. I was like, and mind you, this was in the king. I was in the king of the world I was in. Thought I was
Lord of the Flies kind of thing.
Basically, I could do. I was at the top of my game, and I gave
war paint.
I gave him the speech. who do you think you're talking to?
Wow.
Do you know who I am? I said that to a man. I said, do you know who I am?
Your mom's in the background. Stop, Drew. Don't do it.
No, but my lady friend was. And so the gentleman comes into my bedroom and thinks that his girlfriend's in there, but he comes in there, he's looking around. We had enormous bedrooms. And
room bragger.
it was actually
Thanks, Donald.
It was 2 rooms. And so the gentleman comes into my room, and I could tell that he wanted to stir it up. So
he was cooking.
As I was standing there, I wasn't going to back down from him, and he was drunk and ex-con, and he decided to swing a punch at me, and I saw this punch coming from a mile away.
Oh yeah,
it was almost slow motion. I ducked back to the left and moved out of the way of his punch. And I saw him.
It's time to pay the fiddler in slow motion.
I should have, but it didn't. But what I did do was I saw his arm go right by me. I saw his right arm fly right in front of my face.
Matrix.
And then I was staring at the side of his body and a shirt.
Yeah, he was. I started checking him out. We didn't want to.
So
fight
I
anymore.
take my left hand and I grabbed the shirt tail of his shirt that he was wearing, and in a flash of an eye, I pulled it over his head and went boom, boom, uppercut after uppercut.
2 times, folks.
Actually, it was probably closer to 7 times, and then threw him into the wall.
Whoa, no, that's not what I remember.
100%.
No,
And
you
he
threw
broke
him
into a mirror.
No, you threw him into a mirror, and then the glass shattered. Listen, this fucking guy over here, he speaks in hyperbole like all the time, okay? I'm giving him more credit than he actually deserves right now.
Yeah.
But he fucking did. He threw the fucking shirt over the guy's head, threw him into a mirror, it fucking shattered.
I fucked that
That's
dude
why
up.
it was called the hockey.
It was
punch?
like...
Yeah, that's why I was like...
See, the story I heard
Yeah.
is y'all were at a roller rink and y'all were inline skating.
No, that
Y'all were
was...
just slapping each other.
It was...
I didn't know it was actual.
You're thinking...
You're seeing kickboxing with fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like,
Yeah, or...
it was epic. It was pretty
Like
good.
blood sport?
Prayer of the Roller
Hot wax
Boys.
in the glass?
Prayer of the Roller Boys. More. So, needless to say, I gave this convict a pounding he deserved, and I did the ultimate, which was as we were broken apart and he was laying on the ground gathering himself. I wrestled my way over to him, and I'm being held back, and I stand over him, and I say, "Next time, I'm really gonna beat your ass."
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
We can sidetrack, yeah.
Yeah. God, I did. Jesus
good intro,
Christ.
good intro.
Yeah, that was a great intro. So anyhow,
You're welcome.
So, yeah.
You're welcome.
No, thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
Fight
Yeah.
Club
Yeah. That
podcast.
was great. So anyhow, format. Try a beer. Talk about some fucked up shit, murder wise, crime wise. And then we have like a little bit of a palate cleanse where we talk about some lighthearted stuff that's been happening like in and around the city. And with that, we go to the beer. All right, you guys gonna ask me what I got here?
What kind of beer you got there, Ralph?
Yeah, so this is out of B52 out of Conroe. It's called Schmoke and a Pancake. It is a hazy double IPA. So this is part of their cult classic series. Who do you see there on the?
That looks like Wayne Campbell.
Wayne Campbell. That's right. Yep. Who do you see?
I thought it was John Denver.
No, not John. Not John Denver. No. This is Mike Myers, and he is actually in the. I believe this is Austin Powers, the spy.
Gold member.
Who shagged me? Right. So
Gold member.
So it's called Schmoke and a Pancake. Do you guys know why?
No, please tell.
Are you gonna ask why?
Do tell.
Oh, okay. So the reason why, so they brewed this beer with 55 pounds of pancakes from Hubble and Hudson Kitchen up in the Woodlands. It is dry hopped with Galaxy and some secret hops. So you guys want to try it?
For sure.
Can I be honest?
Yeah, go ahead. Be honest.
I like beer.
Can I see your glass first?
Not a fan of hardly any IPAs.
Really? Why not?
Because I like to drink my beer and not chew it.
Okay, so tell me what you see real quick. What do you see?
This looks like orange juice. If I give my honest opinion, if I look at it straight away, it looks like
Josh, give me a
Please.
looks like a watered down orange juice sprayed out of a bar gun.
Well, I gotta say, I like beer.
Yeah.
I like IPAs as well, but I hate pancakes.
You don't like
I'm joking. Who doesn't like
That's
pancakes?
un-American.
Who doesn't like pancakes? Everybody loves pancakes.
Make America great again.
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour mine. Okay, so if you guys just go ahead and kind of look at the color there. What do you see? What do you see? You see some? What is that?
It was maybe grapefruit juice.
Yeah. It's
What was that, plural?
Yeah, some juice. So give us some smell. What do you smell?
If I'm being honest, it smells like cleaning leather.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. So that's actually that's a really good smell. It's a really indication of a really good beer. So you got that floral. You got the really really floral hop smell.
Which
very
makes
juicy, right? So, Loner, you getting that juice? You getting like?
Oh yeah, it definitely smells like an IPA.
Yeah, like pineapple almost. You get some pineapple.
Okay.
So that's basically what we get. Okay.
So we sip this or what?
Yeah. Go ahead. Take a sip. Take a sip. Tell me.
Oh, I didn't know we were drinking. I thought we were just smelling tonight. I thought you drink.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think?
It's an IPA.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Oh my god.
I'm going to be honest with you.
All right. So not your thing.
No, it's not. I mean, I'll finish it.
Okay. As we're doing this podcast,
What is the ABV on this?
ABV is what is it? It is 8%. So it will it'll do a number on you. It'll do a number on you. Yeah. So but
I don't get it. I don't get it.
What do you not get? So say it. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I want to hear this.
How do people like this shit?
Oh, okay. Well, my God, that's really So I love it. I mean, it's
I will try. I will continue to try.
Yeah. I mean, let me ask you a question. The first time, you ever had, a cup of coffee, were you excited, the first time you had a cup of coffee?
Did you pour it on your body?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
Coffee was something I stayed away from a long time.
Yeah.
I'm a person who is...
You weren't in that McDonald's lawsuit, were you?
No. Those were some juicy thoughts. No, they weren't.
Hot coffee.
I stayed away from coffee for a long time until my late 20s, and then I didn't know anything about coffee.
Yeah.
So all I knew to do was order a caramel macchiato.
Wow.
So my introduction to coffee was like drinking ice cream, and it was delicious.
Yeah, it was like a 16-year-old girl's drink.
It was. I ordered it because I heard Artie Lang always order it. It was a double caramel macchiato, double caramel, double cream, and it was delicious.
Yeah, that's basically a fucking milkshake.
And then I read
cake pops.
Then I read the caloric count on that. Wow.
Yeah.
Thou.
Yeah.
Big thou. It comes with a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Big thou. Yeah. Yeah.
And a diabetes test.
Yeah. And it comes with swollen feet. So, needless to say, I was a little shocked. So after about a year of pounding those, I decided, you know what, I can't do this to myself.
Somebody went on a Starbucks run and they're like, I want one thing and you're going to get that macchiato.
That's right.
And they come back with a regular coffee and you're like, what is this shit?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, no, so what I decided was that if I was going to drink coffee, I'm only going to drink it black.
Okay, well that's good. So anyhow, my whole point behind that was it's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste.
And IPA is not really the gateway into craft beer.
It really isn't.
Not that I claim to be any kind of craft beer connoisseur,
Right,
but I do know that IPA is, out of all of them,
I mean, for me, it was
shocking.
I mean, the natural progression for me was Bud Light in high school, Bud Light.
Rich kid, I'm Keystone Light.
Bud Light in college, Keystone in college. Oh, there you go. There's some Hefeweizens. Oh, those look good. Oh, there's some Belgian beers. Those look good. And then from there, Pale Ale, IPA, and then porters. And
I thought I was doing big stuff with a Heineken.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
That's why I'm wanting to hear. I mean, you are like the fucking everyman, you know?
Well, plus, if honestly, if Drew actually finds a beer he likes, that's going to say a lot.
I know, yeah. So
for the brewery,
yeah. So just
there's a theme for the podcast.
Yeah,
find an IPA I can stand.
Okay, wow. Okay, cool. So the point is here is this is to me this is a very very well executed New England IPA. Actually, it's like double IPA, but it's really really good. one of my favorites. Hats off to B-52 for really, hanging their balls out there and experimenting, throwing random shit into the kettle to kind of see what comes out the other side.
What is it with north of Houston and IPAs hitting it home? Like
Conroe,
Magnolia?
Yeah, I know. So there's some really good guys. There's Copperhead up there in Conroe. There's B-52 up in Conroe. Both of those guys just, really, really killing it, making some really, really good beers. Lone Pine out of Magnolia. Ingenious, they just opened out in Humble. They're making some killer, crazy-ass stuff.
Excuse me. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, sorry, I'll stop. So anyhow, so basically that's it. Hats off to B-52. And, so I guess we'll be right back after that with our weekly story crime thing.
All right, now the best part. This is the part that attracted me most about the podcast.
No way.
Was the blood. Not one, free beer and pizza, but the blood section. We're going to talk about local crimes here and around the Houston area. We may branch off out of Houston. Crimes that are solved.
Like Magnolia?
We'll probably go maybe the Woodlands.
Maybe Tomball.
Yeah, we're not going to go deep north.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will go to other places other than Houston for the crimes. Some of these crimes, like I said, are not going to be solved, so we have to kind of be delicate. There are families out there that, and some of the cases may be actually actively still cases, which means that I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about.
You mean they're open cases?
Open cases, exactly.
Wait, why would we not be allowed to talk about them?
I think we can talk about what we know, but I'm
just fact checking you because you're being a little. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I do have a degree in criminal justice.
You do? He does.
I'm not bragging. But,
thank God.
Yeah, I never used it, but I did. It did help me find other shows on Netflix to watch when I got that degree. Okay. It helped me pick them out better. But anyway, so we're gonna just go over some crimes. Everyone likes a good crime podcast. It'll be a little bit of a twist on it with us. We're not going to be super...
Josh, will we be lighthearted? Will we be lighthearted?
I think we will.
Okay. Will we be
I think that's a good way of putting it. Sympathetic.
Will we be respectful?
Sympathetic. I think so.
Okay. Because, I think that's the biggest thing here is that, we really, really need to try to be sympathetic to these families and to these victims. At the end of the day, there are still people out there who are still feeling the pain of a lot of things that are going on with this stuff.
100%. But we all know that being able to laugh about something or find the comedy in something is one of the greatest ways of coping. It's a good coping mechanism.
That's right. But so, like we said, we're going to try to remain respectful, and that's kind of the format. All right. So to elaborate a little bit on what Josh said. So each week, one of us is going to heavily research a topic, and we're going to read it back to one another and then read it back to you guys. And so let's go ahead and start. So the first story that we have right now, and this is why we have the beers here, because this is something that really irked me as a younger gentleman growing up in the Houston area. So I grew up in and around the northwest side, 290 Highway 6 area in the neighborhood of Copperfield. And when I was 10 years old, I woke up one morning and my mom said, "Oh my God, look at this." And I turned on the news, and then a few streets...
She spilled a drink?
Yeah, I was wondering where that was going.
Oh my God.
I thought she had a new moo-moo or something, but go on.
Did she spill her toddy?
Thank you.
Her gin and tonic?
Yes, my mom used to like to drink that. Okay, thank you. Thanks for reminding me. Anyhow, so my mother woke me up and said, "Hey, look, check this out. This happened a few streets down." And Dave Ward's on Channel 13 talking about how this mother, Lynn Woodley, the night before, she had left her house for 30 minutes to go pick up her daughter from swim practice. And when she returns, she finds her 2 sons and her husband. They've been killed, shot, execution style in their living room. So, really sad story. So we'll just get right into it. So, the day of the crime.
I thought that should have made the news, by the way. I don't remember any of that.
No, I did.
Dave Ward was there, Josh. Did you not hear that?
I mean, like the
Check the tape.
like the national
Check the
news.
tape.
I mean, like a execution style.
Yeah, no.
Seems kind of
No.
No.
That is nothing.
Yeah,
that is nothing.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Man, y'all know your news, I guess.
Yeah. So, anyhow, so let's get into it. On September 26, 1991, that's when that happened. Victims were Barry Carlton Woodley, age 45. He was a project engineer at Bechtel Corporation, so one of the big petrochemical plants in town. His son, Gregory John Woodley, age 23. He was a stockbroker and a recent Texas A&M graduate. And Jeremy Joel Woodley, age 15, sophomore at Cypher High School, who was a competitive swimmer. So, like I said, this happened in Cypress, Texas, in Copperfield. So Lynn Woodley had placed an ad in the Houston Chronicle the week earlier, offering a piano for sale for $2,250. The day before the crime, a potential buyer, identifying himself as Shelby from Pasadena, age 16, visited the home. So it's unclear which members of the Woodley family met the potential buyer during the visit, and no physical description of Shelby or composite drawing has ever appeared in the media.
Where did they get the name of this kid?
So this kid basically contacted the family and said, "Hey, I'm 16 years old. I want to buy a baby grand piano from you guys."
How did the news find out about this kid contacting him?
Because the mom was not one of the victims. Okay, so this is a family, right?
She did it. I solved it. I solved it.
God, here we go. Okay, so it's unclear which members of the Woodley family met the potential buyer during the visit. No physical description of Shelby or composite drawings ever appeared in the media. Okay, so if we talk about the timeline on the date, September 26, 1991, 6:45, Shelby telephones and says he's decided to purchase the piano and will stop by later that evening to complete the transaction. At 7:45, Lynn Woodley leaves home to fetch her daughter, Rebecca, from swim practice. At 8, a neighbor spots Barry Woodley outside working on his lawn sprinkler. At 8:20, Jeremy and his swim teammate Dave McGlynn conclude a phone call, and according to David, nothing at the Woodley residence seems amiss. He hung up the phone and everything seemed fine. 8:25 to 8:30, the window of opportunity for the assailant's arrival. Detectives believe the crime took approximately 10 minutes to complete. At 8:40, Lynn Woodley drops off a carpooler on her way home from swim practice. At 8:45, Lynn Woodley arrives home to find her husband and sons murdered. She runs screaming into the street.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. So here's some details from the crime scene. All 3 victims have been lined up on cushions on the living room floor, shot repeatedly in the head. Articles imply, but do not definitively state, the cushions were stripped from the Woodley sofa. Jeremy and Greg Woodley have been tethered together at the ankles by a nylon strap. So nothing's missing from the house, so the piano's still there, and the residence, it was not ransacked. So a note is found at the scene with a date written in Barry Woodley's handwriting. Detectives believe he was preparing a bill of sale for the piano when the assailants attacked. No one in the neighborhood heard gunshots, but 2 men in a white sedan were spotted in the area around the time of the crime, and these men have never been identified, their connections have never made apparent, and the motive of their crime has never been known. So the existence of forensic evidence, including fingerprints, fibers, and DNA, have never been publicized and are believed to never have been materialized. Since no spent shells were ejected, investigators believe the weapon utilized was likely a revolver. Shelby has never been identified. Okay, so basically what you have is you have this very well-to-do family You have two engineers, kind of in this upper middle class. So back in the 90s, early 90s, Copperfield was like 5 or 6 years old. I mean, it was brand new.
I remember.
All these homes were brand new. This was a very religious family. There was absolutely no indication of any sort of like wrongdoing. And all indications basically say that this was a contract killing.
Well, it was definitely a hate crime, too, because... Not a hate crime, but I mean, they definitely knew him because of the amount of shots that they fired. That's pretty aggressive.
Right.
To, like, unload on someone.
Yeah.
That, or they were doing it for the money, and they had to make sure they were dead.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so basically what you said is correct. I mean, each person was overshot. I mean, you got 3 to 6 shots per person in the back of the head. So somebody was trying to make sure that they were, in fact, dead. So really, really sad stuff. But yeah, so there's another excerpt that I'm going to read here in a minute. And it basically talks about the last phone call between Jeremy Woodley and one of his best friends. This is from a book called A Door in the Ocean. And it's by David McGlynn. And the chapter is called Leviathan. And so David was the last person who spoke to Jeremy literally like 10 minutes before the crime happened. So, I mean, imagine that, right? Imagine like you're at home and like you're talking to like one of your friends, right? And, you guys are talking about just stupid bullshit. And he hangs up, and then the next thing you know, your mom comes in the door and she says, hey, the whole family's dead. It's on the news. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyhow, okay. So like I said, this is just a little passage. So okay. So this is from the viewpoint of David. I'm talking. So he says Jeremy lived in a red brick house, as impenetrable as an army fort on a quiet cul-de-sac tucked deep within the labyrinth cul-de-sacs filled with red brick homes, 20 miles northwest of Houston. His neighborhood was far larger than mine. Nearly 75,000 people lived in it, and his street was so far out of the way that I sometimes got lost looking for it whenever I rode my bike to his house. Jeremy had an older sister with 2 children of her own, and an older brother fresh from the University of Texas and living at home to save money before his wedding, and a younger sister who swam with my sister Devin in the evenings on the club team. His parents worked for big downtown petrochemical companies and exuded a calm that suggested perpetual financial and familial security. So, that's basically what I'm talking about, right?
Rich people who are very happy.
So did they...
What?
Was that all the excerpt?
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
No, but go ahead. What are you going to say?
I'm already curious. I guess I'm already skipping ahead. I'm already curious as to what happened.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, so the whole street, I mean, like the whole neighborhood was just filled of like just working professionals, people, with kids and jobs and stuff, and I mean, there was just never even like a car break-in, in our neighborhood. I mean, it was just so like out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, even to get to, Highway 6 in those days. I mean, it was just in the middle of 290 and an I-10. I mean, there was just nothing going on out there at all. Right. Period. It was just. I mean, we only had like one McDonald's until I think like 1990. I mean, so this happened in 91. So
only one McDonald's and this happened. I mean, look, I'm not one to belittle someone suffering, but
yeah, obviously, but it's okay.
Now.
Yeah, okay. So shut up. All right. So one night at the end of September, beginning of our sophomore year, 2 men arrived at his house. They tied Jeremy to his brother Greg with a nylon cord and forced him to kneel on the living room carpet side by side near the entryway. Jeremy's father sat on the fireplace with a gun to his head. There's reason to believe, given the forensics report about the order of the shootings and knowing Mr. Woodley, that he begged for his son's lives. But, of course, there's no way to know for sure. Greg was shot first, 3 times, execution style in the back of the head. Jeremy watched his brother's murder before his own, with 4 bullets instead of 3. His father was beaten with the handle of the gun, made to kneel beside his son, and shot 6 times. All 3 were shot with a .22 caliber revolver, which are quieter than any other weapon that don't discard shell casings.
Allow me to interject here. You both are men who have families, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's how it works.
In some form or another. Tell me, you guys all have a plan for this ever happening to you?
Oh, yeah. I got a baseball bat and some wasp spray next to the front door.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Josh, what's your plan? I'm sure Josh he's loaded deep. He's probably sleeps with a loaded gun.
Packing heat, a couple Chinese stars in the desk next to my bed.
You know,
for the purpose of this podcast, I am loaded to the gills.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I have a plan, and it does not involve me ever begging for shit. I will die. I will die fighting. You will die. You break into my house, you are going to kill me. Because I will kill you first if you don't allow me to. And I know that I could kill you, and I could go to sleep very well that night.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we got it, dude. Okay.
Wow.
So he begs for a justifiable homicide. So that's cool.
I'm waiting for my dare to be great moment.
Yeah, okay. All right, so basically these are all kind of the hallmarks of a execution-style professional hit, right? Just absolutely insane. So none of the neighbors heard anything. The police speculate that the men, given the number of shots fired there were 2 of them, let themselves out, closed the door behind them, and then disappeared. Right? So if you think about it, right? So think about if they're using revolvers, there had to be at least 2 guys or at least 2 revolvers. Because the number of bullets that were going to be expelled. I mean, you got 4, was it 3? I think it was 3, 4, and 6, right? I mean, so.
Well, I mean, 6 in each revolver.
Right. So I mean, just do the math, right? So I mean, so.
Yeah. And, that's pretty common. Well, now I wonder why the neighbors didn't hear anything. It's because they use a .22 pistol, which is basically like a little bit louder than a BB gun.
Yeah.
And the reason also they use .22s is in these execution styles because it doesn't exit.
That's right.
So it does more damage.
It's like Pac-Man inside the head, right?
Brain, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely,
so it kind of does. Yeah,
definitely execution style.
Yeah,
sounds.
It does the most damage.
Purposeful.
And then the other thing I keep thinking. So when I hear the description of this, it's like almost the father was shot last, right? And so it makes me think to myself, he's being punished for something, right? Mm-hmm. Watching his 2 sons die, in front of him, right? So
I feel like though if it was something like that, it wouldn't be hard to track down. Like if you could track down someone.
Right.
Yeah, you could tie it to him.
You owe money. If
right.
He's got a lot of money. Maybe he has a gambling debt. I mean, I feel like they would have chased that.
Okay. Anyhow, so back to the story. So according to forensic reports, the killers arrived between 8:30 and 8:40, and were inside the house for less than 10 minutes. So this is like a 10-minute window. So again, this is from the viewpoint of Jeremy's best friend. He says, Jeremy and I talked on the phone until 8:20 that night. His mother left the house before 8 to pick up the girls, his sister, and mine from swimming practice. It was her night to carpool. Miss Woodley dropped off Devin right at 8:40. I was watching television in the living room when the lights of her Oldsmobile flashed through the slats of the blinds. Devin slammed the front door behind her when she came inside. I heard the car shift into gear. Jeremy's mother and sister drove away. It was 5 minutes from our house to theirs. I heard my mother's ankles crack as she moved down the hallway to answer the phone in the kitchen. By the way, does this motherfucker not have the most vivid memory in the history of vivid memories?
I don't remember the joints of my mother ever cracking. They probably have.
How long did he write this, I wonder, after it happened?
I don't know.
Minutes.
Yeah, it must have been minutes. Well, I don't know, but I mean, you got to think though, right? So if something this traumatic happens in your life, you probably do remember every single little, little nuance.
What's the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh God, we're not going there right now.
Tell me what you have for breakfast.
I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah, he goes down, he watches the news, and he just basically sees his best friend dead. So that's it.
That's awful.
Right.
That is awful.
Yeah. So basically, 0 leads. I mean, the only leads that they have is they put this piano in the Chronicle, and there was somebody who was going to come pick it up. His name was Shelby. He was 16 years old. He had originally come to the house. He had talked to one of the family members. They weren't sure exactly which one or who, and that was it.
He'd been there before. The guy behind the piano.
Apparently, right? Yeah. And so,
Wait. Was this a man named Shelby?
yeah,
Or boy?
yeah, a boy named Shelby.
So what happened to the surviving mother and daughter? Are they?
Well, I'll tell you what. So what's really messed up is I read an article after, and it said that they continued to live in that house for a few years after. Could you imagine that?
I couldn't do it.
Could you live in the house where your whole family was executed like that? Yeah,
It's even more.
yeah. I mean, that's even more troubling.
strange,
What's even crazier is so it's like you can still look up the house like on Google Maps, and it's it's still there, and just like, and I, not to be creepy, but I did check the tax record just to see if they were still living there, and they weren't. Right?
Oh, was the house listed for? And is it for sale?
I don't know, but you could totally.
Is it zoned to a decent school?
Oh my god! Here we go. Okay, so anyhow, so basically, it's still there. There are people who are still living in that house. I don't know, like, how do you even? I don't even know how you get past that. I don't even know how you would be able to. I mean, so a real estate agent comes up and says, "Oh, this house is perfect. There were fucking 3 people." Who
I
were
think
killed."
you only have to disclose first generation.
Well, no. If it's
Is it
a
first-
foreclosure, you don't have to disclose anything.
Oh yeah.
Everything's off the table.
No, wait, say that again.
If it's a foreclosure,
you don't have to disclose anything.
and it nothing. It's,
No
it's
shit.
as is. So you don't have. That's kind of the buck
Wow.
stops here.
I don't know. That's really.
That's what I always.
Oh yeah. I mean yeah. Because what are they going to do?
I am also taking real estate classes right now, but that's for free
Oh,
glamour
nerd
shots
alert.
for my billboard.
Huh. Okay.
Are you going to try and work with anyone we know?
Well, maybe.
Huh. Anyhow,
No.
so that's it. So this basically a lot of sleepless nights when I was a kid after I heard about this story. Okay, so anyhow, I don't know if you guys have heard, but in 2014 there was a very similar case. It was in Cypress. It was in Cypress,
like
Texas.
this month, I thought.
No, it wasn't this month.
The double homicide?
No.
Older
It
couple?
was quadruple.
Oh, that's different.
It was
This
it
is
was
one that happened
2
recently.
boys. It was 2 boys and a mother and a father. Same type of MO. They were bound and executed. Now, I mean, there's no forensic links or anything like that.
Right.
But police, they don't have any leads or anything. So
Well, it also just happened in Houston like 2 or 3 weeks ago with that Asian couple, the mom and the dad. They were probably in their 60s. I don't know if you heard about that one.
No.
They own like a chain of franchises. I don't know if it was Subways or
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts or something.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and they came on the news.
But that was just
Within 24 hours, they caught them.
yeah.
But they're saying there's an epidemic right now with people that, like
home
younger
invasions?
men that are getting together and like, hey, let's just go
Gang some
rob
shit.
a house and execution style kill. It's like
Interesting.
I'm not really sure, but that's nothing new.
Yeah.
If you locked up every single man between the ages of 60 and 25, crime would cut down by 90%. It's true.
Yeah.
Malcolm Gladwell in the house, folks.
It's true.
Freakonomics 3.
Anyhow, so
That was good. That was the blood
yeah.
section.
So that's Woodley's story. So and I hate to bring up old shit from the past, but this has never been solved. This is something that's it's stayed with me, like even to this day. It's something that I think about every now and then.
Yeah, I'd never really heard about that one. I have another one for next time that's also unsolved, and
Yeah.
it has a lot more information about it. That's the only thing bad about some of these crimes. There's nothing to really. You can't go home and start researching.
Yeah.
There's not much out there. and
I mean,
it's
if you go and you type in Woodley family murders,
how do you spell it?
Woodley. Woodley family murders. There's literally 2 articles that come up.
That's
and the ones I printed off right here. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not even there's nothing to go on.
And it's still considered an open case.
Yeah.
It's not being solved, so
Yeah.
you can't even get public records from the police.
Right.
Nothing's open
Right.
for the public.
So
Which they need to fix that, by the way. But
yeah, but there's absolutely nothing to go on. But yeah, professional hit. I mean, they checked all the connections of the father and the sons and everything,
And the Holy Spirit.
and the mom, nothing with the mom.
nothing with the mom. No, nothing.
Let's start talking about that kid in them swim lessons.
Actually, so this guy, this Dave McGlynn guy, He is a world-renowned author and stuff. I mean, he's big time. So.
This guy.
Yeah.
Wrote this book.
Yeah. So it's called Door in the Ocean. He has one chapter that just talks about it. Basically, it's autobiographical, and he just talks about how this kind of always stayed with him. But the chapter goes on to talk about kind of the trauma that it did to him in his life and all of his friends and everything, and how they really never got past it. So, interesting read. Go check it out. And please, David, don't sue me for reading your chapter in this
I just cite your
forgettable
source.
podcast. Yep. Well, I did.
Or Malcolm Gladwell. Please don't.
Yeah.
He's probably also going to sue us.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. So
moving on, Bayou is next, I hear, right?
Bayou is next.
Hey everybody, we're coming to this next section here is our Bayou section of our Beer, Blood, and the Bayou. In this section, we will review some of this week's local news in and around the Bayou City. Maybe we'll talk about some local events coming up, maybe something we did before, but something topical. But today, I feel, is the perfect time to talk about one of my favorite things in the world: law enforcement failure. So, I was doing a little research on some topical stuff, and an article from a while came up about some crime statistics and the solvability and the cases cleared for each of the counties of our metropolitan area, which is Harris, Fort Bend, and then Houston Police, Harris County Sheriff's Office, and Fort Bend Sheriff. So the three big law enforcement agencies. So, couple things. So this list I have tells you the clearance rate, which means the solved cases for each of the crimes. And it goes by murder, rape, robbery, assault, burglary, larceny, and auto theft. So if we look at Harris County, a population, some of these statistics are a little older, but it's a good indicator of where we're at right now. So Harris County, population 1.7 million. Take a guess what their clearance rate for murder is.
100%.
100%? You said
100%.
Wait. That's solved murders?
Yes.
In Harris County?
Harris County.
I would say 80.
80. It's 60. 60%. 60% of the 60% of the murders committed in Harris County are cleared.
That seems okay.
No. That's terrible. It's terrible when you really think that. What are the statistics?
Now, when you say solved, you mean a conviction, or they have people
cleared. That means 40% are open pending cases. 40% of the people murdered have not seen justice. Okay, that's just Harris County alone. Let's go to the city of Houston.
That's like half. Yeah.
What do you think the city of Houston's clearance rate is?
That is how math works. Yeah.
What's the city of Houston? Population in the city of Houston, 2.2 million. Clearance rate. Harris County was 60. Houston is what?
It's going to be a majority.
I said 70, 80, right?
You said 70 or 80?
70 or 80, yeah.
Josh, what do you have?
Of unsolved.
Of solved, cleared cases for the Houston Police Department. I don't know how much more clear I could be, Josh.
Yeah, I need to get some like a notepad or something.
Yeah. Think you can dig
Too
some
much
of
of
that
that good
shit
beer.
out of your ears?
Too much of that really good beer.
Yeah, that B52.
I want to go with 45% in Houston.
Okay, I like where your head's at, but it's 71. Good job,
can you
Ralph.
see
Say 71.
Yeah, we're looking
Oh,
at
that's
that.
good.
So Houston Police, it's not good. It's not good.
Well, it seems like it would be.
Fort Bend County, 100%. 100%.
Wait, what, really?
Yeah, murders. 100% Fort Bend County.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what about rape cases? Clearance rate on rape cases.
Harris County or city?
Let's go Fort Bend County first.
No, Fort Bend County.
Clearance
Now
rate
we're
for Fort Bend
recording
County.
What? 40%?
46% for Fort Bend
In
County.
Fort Bend?
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. I thought they did such a good job with the murders.
Okay, HPD, guess what that is?
70%? Maybe the inverse.
70% clearance rate is what you say.
Huh?
Josh, what do you say?
If I guess like one number over, like a digit, like a Price is Right, do I win?
No. The karaoke machine is mine. No, it is the clearance rate for rape cases in Houston Police Houston Police Department is.
Did you see that there's like Barker?
24%, guys.
Oh, that's terrible.
24%.
Oh, that's terrible, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, if you get raped in the city of Houston, like, they're not going to find your perpetrator.
wait till you see what happens if you get raped out in the county.
Oh, okay.
And we all live out in the county. Well, I know this is technically city of. Okay, so Harris County's clearance rate for rape cases. Take a guess.
17%.
17%.
Really?
For Ralph.
Is that it?
You got 17%. Josh, do I get an 18? Do I hear an 18?
25.
18 here, an 18, 25, 18, 25. It is 10%, guys.
Oh my
10% of rape cases
Really?
in the city, in Harris County,
Wow.
are considered to be cleared and off the books.
Interesting.
Yeah. So robbery, 8%. They're solving in the Harris County. They're solving robberies at 8%.
Oh, that's kind of believable there.
That to me, I would not even bother filling out.
Are they even trying?
No. Therein lies the real question.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I heard. Why I did hear though.
I feel like I should take all my stuff and just give it to a pawn shop tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
auto theft. Hold
on. Stop for a second. So I did hear though that they're trying to hire like 2,300 new officers. Like I know that
Like street officers or
yeah,
burglary
yeah.
department.
Just,
Hey.
I mean, everybody. But
Nothing
just know
solves
that they're-
crime. Nothing solves crime like a bunch of rookies with guns in their hands. And I tell you what.
Oh God.
My sister, who is I would say she's a psychopath. She's in law enforcement, and she's
she's in law enforcement.
she's desperate for a gun.
Your sister?
Yeah, she's in law
The
enforcement.
sheriff's department, I think.
Yeah.
What did she do?
She's a corrections officer.
Okay, God, I thought she was a cop.
By the way,
thank God.
so she's a corrections officer.
This is
works
not going to go on the podcast.
absolutely it is. She works in the downtown jail.
What's going on in the podcast?
She works in the downtown jail,
Yeah.
and you may as well be a prisoner there. I have no,
Wait, her because she works there.
yes, no, because you work there. You work a shift,
Yeah.
and it is up to them if you can leave.
Who? The
The prison.
the general
You cannot leave.
the general population?
No, your commandant or whatever their
Oh, okay. So
hierarchy
like no
is.
shows for work or something? I don't.
But yeah, because they have to have coverage.
Right.
And they have to have coverage.
Well, that reminds me when I was in high school, I worked at Sonic, and I had this crazy
Very similar, yeah.
yeah. I had this crazy Nigerian manager, very nice guy named Patrick. But same thing, like I couldn't leave unless he told me I could leave.
Did Wendy's for what, 2 or 3 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours.
Worked there for 4 hours. I needed to keep my early release. I walked in.
For school, for high school?
Yeah, for high school. I knew they were hiring.
Yeah.
The lady was super excited. I was super excited for her.
Mm-hmm.
I filled out some paperwork. She gave me a uniform. I watched the video. I get there and I watch about 2.5 hours of VHS tapes in the back, and the lady's coming back there checking on me. Hey, how's everything
How's
going?
Dave Thomas?
Yeah, I was like, hey, no, it's great. I'm super pumped, man.
You're excited. You're very
I
excited.
got this weird shirt
With their
on,
folding new French fry boxes.
Yeah, I got this
Man,
weird shirt.
You already got like 30
And
minutes.
so she brings me out to the front, right? Starts giving me some tank training tips, and I'm like, this is great. And I start cleaning up some stuff, and she's like, okay, it's 9 o'clock, we're wrapped up for the day.
Wait, you left at 9 p.m.?
Well, it's new. I work from 5 to 9.
Oh, okay.
So 4 hours. And she's like, okay, well, here's your schedule. You work Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. And I was like, see you then. I can't wait to see you. And this is Wednesday.
Got you a chocolate shake.
That's right. I was thrilled. I hopped in my Beretta. And
very nice.
That's right. Chevrolet Beretta, digital readout.
Yeah.
And drove home, and Friday night came. Supposed to be there at 5:05. My phone's ringing. I answer it, and I said, hello? And she's like, hey, this is Darcy with Wendy's. Did you forget you're supposed to work today? And I said, oh, I'm sorry. My car's broken down. And she's like, oh, no problemo. We'll come get you. And I was like, no, I gotta go. I just gotta go. And I hung up the phone. And, but don't think.
Did you keep the uniform?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Don't think I didn't get her to sign off day one. On my early release, and that was Wendy's.
Wait, hold on. Wait, so you only had to get signed off one day for your early? Wait.
Yeah, I only needed her to sign. I had to have proof that I had a job because I got early release for one class.
And so it was. So
it wasn't co-op. It was just
Wait. So once you signed off, That was good for the rest of the semester.
Yeah, they're not gonna follow. I mean,
They're gonna follow up.
Like a pager. They're gonna cell phones.
There's co-op classes now.
Yeah.
I actually have an employee who's in a co-op class.
Yeah.
I talked to his teacher comes in and talks.
Wow.
Yeah, she always likes to remind me that she was like somehow she always says, I was a high-level marketing exec, but I decided to be a teacher after I had kids. And I was like,
interesting.
Okay, sure.
She said it more than once.
Yeah, every time. I've seen it 3 times.
Okay, so to recap quick.
That's crazy.
Crime closure rates in and around Houston and the surrounding counties are shitty.
Abysmal.
And work for 4 hours.
We may as well not have law enforcement unless you just like getting tickets.
Okay. All right, now
So what's your story there? You got one, buddy?
Yeah, I got one. So you guys know that high power attorney Tony Busby?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know. Okay. So did you guys hear about the date from hell?
Oh yeah. The paintings were torn up.
Yeah, this got national ink.
She was effing fucking hammered. Okay, she was like wasted. So they ride back at Busby's River Oaks home. Very nice. He decided he wanted the date to end. Don't we all sometimes? And he called her an Uber. Well,
he called her a Uber.
Yeah, he called her.
Call her a name.
No.
Uber.
You little Uber.
You Uber, get out.
Called her an Uber, and that's when she snapped.
Called her an Uber. So when the Uber showed up, they couldn't find her. Like she was.
It literally shows you.
She was hiding, man. She was hiding in the house. Okay, so she ran off, finding a hiding place inside the mansion. He said she began to go berserk inside the home. Lamb allegedly tore 3 Andy Warhol paintings off the walls and poured red wine on top of them. Oh, God. Can you imagine?
Of all the paintings, just...
In addition to throwing 2 valuable sculptures across a room, shattering them. So the police affidavit said the destroyed artwork had a combined value of $300,000. But in probable cause court, it was said that the paintings were actually valued at $500,000 each. Okay, so that's where the confusion was. Wow. So Lehman was booked into Harris County Jail. Has since been released after posting $30,000 bond. Man, that's one expensive date.
And he probably got a bad review from the Uber driver. He's probably like a 4-star guy now.
I wonder if like what Tinder has to say about him. But,
I've had 6 Warhols destroyed.
I don't even want to tell you.
Expensive.
Yeah, I had someone got some scat on my Gauguin.
Yeah. I once had a war in my hall, but no. Oh yeah. God.
Well, y'all can't be winners.
That's so horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go back. You had some scat on your Gauguin.
Someone pissed all over my piss Christ. Can you believe it?
What?
I bought the piss Christ and someone pissed all over it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh.
Anyhow, all right. So, Josh, what do you got?
Well, I didn't get the memo about it being a local story. I was just going to talk about the article that I read about Donald Trump is now wanting this year to have a military parade. Have y'all seen this?
No.
Something. I guess he went overseas and they had one.
Like in North
and he
Korea?
was like, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Oh my
USSR?
God!
No,
Tell me we're going to
it's
see
crazy.
those.
It was like I'd have to go back and read exactly what it was. But
We're going to see those ICBMs on those 18-wheeler trailers getting pulled around.
But he's literally planning it. He had a meeting.
Huh.
And
They're planning
Pentagon officials, I guess, were involved
like a military
as well.
parade.
And they're like, and he wants to have this kind of parade in America this year at some point.
Hey, I got some brand new goose stepping boots
Yeah.
that I think are going to fit my thighs. So
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
That just
Amazon
talk about national
Zappos.
pride. I just want to see tanks and warheads just being dragged through the streets of every major city in the nation. That'd be really good for American morale. Anyhow, okay, so I think we're done. Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been a great first episode.
Yeah, it definitely has. I love everyone.
I would like to thank all of our listener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single one of you.
Well, hey, the good news is that we can't just say our. Well, I know my mom won't be listening to this because she doesn't love me.
Yeah, and my mom's dead, so.
Yeah, ditto.
So we have no moms. So not even our mothers are going to be listening to the show.
Yeah, so that's pretty
So
sad.
you out there in cyber world, please download subscribe.
Yep. So
Check your iTunes.
I guess this is us signing off. We're supposed to have some brilliant tag or something, right? Like
I think I'm gonna
don't go
harmonica solo.
Don't go and getting the going doing
Beer, blood in the bayou.
Yeah. Don't go blood bayou in without
consume,
the beer.
absorb.
Don't beer.
Expel.
Don't beer the bayou without the blood.
That's right.
Don't be blood in the bayou with the beer.
Cue the outro music.
Beer the blood in bayou with the bayou in the beer.
Cue the outro music.